in 2003, I found one on the side of the Temple of Dendera as far as the tree of life. But before it was the tree of life, because the Egyptologists had got in a big argument back in 96 that there were no trees in Egypt in the text. Well, they didn't call them the tree of life in Hemmitt. They called them the ladders. The gods that sat upon the ladders. And that's right in Budge's Book of the Dead. And it was called the ladder, and later on the ladder of lights before it became the tree of life later on in Spain. You see what I'm saying? It was called the ladders. Jacob's ladder. The ladder is what called what? The Djed pillar, the backbone of Osiris. That ladder is also symbolic as the DNA strand. The DNA strand, the Djed pillar, the sacred ladder, which they say in the Book of the Dead, I set up a ladder to the gods, but I am one of them. And I holler like a goose until they hear my prayer and report it to Sirius, the dog star. So it became the ladder of lights, which is this breakdown of what is called 10 cosmic power zones, which is the sphere of the Kabbalah. So the backside of the Kabbalah is the Shem Hamafash, which in so many words is the inside of the body. It's called Sit Akash. So within the pineal gland chakra, there's 72 other chakras within the pineal gland of the in the pineal gland of the brain. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like the Lucifer thing. Lucifer's light bringer. Well, they said that the devil lives in the underworld. Well, you have your brain that gives you this matrix that it tells you that all this is real, which is an illusionary phenomenon that doesn't exist. But there's another brain, which is the pineal brain, that's up under the brain. That's the underground. That's the devil that they're talking about. All this symbology has nothing to do with good and evil. It's just different polarities and different formulas.
Mm.
Am I going?
You're still here, brother. You're fine.
Okay, good. And different formulas. So he talks about these Goetia. I just let whoever's on the other line just keep ringing. I have had my bout with the actual Goetias, and there is a great story with these so-called the demons of Solomon. Solomon being Osiris, and he binds these demons with his signet ring and make them build the temple of Solomon. Well, the temple of Solomon is the physical body, or what we would call the illuminated body, or the chakra body on the inside, the etheric body. And he makes them build the temple of Solomon. This is a story, it's no different than the temple of man, which is Osiris at the temple of Luxor. So he makes them build these demons. He binds them with the signet ring. The signet ring is the same Lord of the Rings, or the ring of power. The signet ring is nothing but the pineal gland. A ring, a circle, a dot. So he binds these demons. Demons is Damien. Damien is Amen. Amen is Amen. And Amen is hidden substance.
Mm.
So Amen, Amen, Damon, demon, the degraded form, which is hidden substance. The word demon is nothing but a word for melanin. You see, the damionic substance. The chief damionic entity, a form of Tahuti, is called the Akos daemon, which is the good demon. So how can he be good and be a demon if all demons are good? We're talking about the inner substance called the chthonic substance, underworld substance, which is nothing but different alchemical components explaining melanin. The melanin, the shadow, builds the temple of Solomon, Osiris, Amen-Ra, you see. And so he binds them with the signet ring. And these so-called Goetias, these Goetias. Now this is interesting here, and I want to make one other point on the book, and we're going to go into question and answer.
Okay.
This is interesting here that he's talking about this. So what is going on with the God Genes Decoded is a magical operation that has come through to translate these Kemetic texts. You see what I'm saying? Which is great. That means that we are all cooking with gas. Now, to give you an example how this stuff has a lot to do with our genetics. You see, it has a lot to do with our genetics. Because even Blavatsky and them say the devil is nothing but man in the physical. Now, this has a lot to do with our genetics. Is this. There's a guy that got a book called Serpents, Occults Books down in Florida, named Steve Sabador. He did a book called Magician's Workbook in 1994 for Samuel Weiser, which is dealing with basically ceremonial magic. When it was time for him to do Magician's Workbook Part 2, Samuel Weiser turned them down and wouldn't allow him to print under their company, because the Magician's Workbook Part 2 was based on the Shem Hamafash of the Goetia. Now, they had already put out the same year that they turned him down, they had already reprinted Aleister Crowley's and Samuel Weiser's illustrated Goetia. So why is it that they would allow Aleister Crowley's Goetia to be printed, but they wouldn't allow Steve Sabador's Goetia to be printed? Because Steve Sabador had done some painstaking operations in the 1980s, and he was able to make those Goetias work. You see, one of the things on a lot of the magic books that they was putting out at Barnes and Nobles and these different stores and borders and all, is that they know that some of those books didn't work. You have to add stuff to them to make them work. You have to reactivate that in magic. So they knew that this Goetia had been around since McGregor Mathers translated it in the 1800s, which he just so suspiciously, it just turns up in Europe. Anytime you hear something turning up in Europe, these texts, that's the Moors. That's the science of the Moors. When stuff they don't know where it comes, it just mysteriously appears in Europe. The Moors took all those magical texts on up into Europe. You see what I'm saying? And they were a multi-language people, you see. So what happened was, and taught for 16 universities for 700 years. So anytime something magically, like the Kabbalah, Moses D. Leon, the Zohar, all these books, anytime they magically appear in Europe, that's because these are the leftover teachers of the Moors. You see, so in so many words, the Goetia, so why is it they would allow one book to be printed and the other one? Because the Aleister Crowley book, they knew that the people weren't going to be able to break the code and it would make it work for them. So it's safe to sell books that don't work. You see what I'm saying? It's antiquated. You see what I'm saying? But it's not safe that this man had a magical experiment in which in 1987 he contacted a deity called Bim. And because it worked, they said, we can't deal with that. So he had to go and print under a group out of Chicago called Shaitan Press. You see, his Goetia. And his particular book is called Goetic Evocation by Steve Sabador. So now, this is what the deal is. So, because his work, now this is where the ancestor stuff come in. Am I still on?
You're here, brother.
Yeah, okay.
You're fine.
This is where the ancestor stuff come in. This Bim character that he got in touch with, that he had to take painstaking magical operations just to get in touch with one deity out of 72 of these babies. Well, to show you where it comes to us, an ancestor, I'm on the phone with one of my seers, and I say, call on Bim. And Bim just comes through and says, my name is Vim, not no Bim. I said, well, nigga, I couldn't give a shit what your damn name is. You're this demon. But what am I trying to say here? The reason why I addressed him like, nigga, I couldn't give a shit what your fucking name is, because the only thing I'm talking to is my damn black-ass cousin. You see what I'm saying? So that which they call the devils and the demons is our ancestors. You get where I'm coming from here?
Yes, sir.
Now, this is the key. If I could just call him up at will, but yet it took the other cat that wasn't a part of our ancestral heritage, it took him painstaking operations through the 80s to contact one, and we could contact these things at will, it means that that's the rise of our ancestors. So a lot of this stuff that we all spooked out about that we thinking is evil is nothing but our ancestral energies. So the other thing I want to say is I love the information where he went into Damballa and Aedo. Damballa and Aedo are the two serpent deities. Aedo is the rainbow deity, which is also a form of Erzuli. And he goes into the one is black, one is white. It's naturally because the female is always the dark side, called the Lama Yin in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, which means the dormant side. That's where all the power is hidden.